Hi, and welcome to Carbon Pop.
200 episodes.
Welcome. Keeping it. Welcome to Carbon Pod Pepcat.
Podcast. Yeah, I had a stroke.
Episode 200, baby.
So, by way of introduction, since it's been a while, Jesse, do you want to cover what a car bomb is?
All right, a car bomb. First step, join the IRA. Second step.
Nice.
No,
You're a bad person.
It is, you take a half shot of Jameson, a half shot of Bailey's, you drop that shit in a Guinness, you chug it. If you stop at any point, you are done with the drink.
Do
that
not
shit's
try to
curdling,
finish.
and you only want it to curdle in your stomach, okay?
So, without further ado, here we go.
3, 2, 1, 0! Instant flashback, shot of glass, steel by dread like piece of chrome! True bomb for universal pain! Aerial great shoot, shot of power!
Y'all are fucking chumps. I really like those, honestly. They're not bad.
Did the theme go during the glug glug?
Yes.
If there was a way to drink those that wasn't like
Fast.
that, I would enjoy them a lot.
The other
and
thing
more
is,
frequently.
there's an annoying thing I find in town. Like, it is nigh impossible to find not cold Guinness. Has anyone noticed this? Like, if you order at a bar, shit's cold.
Well, that's...
I like cold.
That's not how it's served. It's
Guinness,
supposed to...
yeah, it's supposed to be room temperature.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say cold. I was fight you on that one. Hi, I'm Jesse. By the way, we got
Satan?
Morty.
I'm just...
No, that tends to happen after car bombs.
Anyways, does anyone
It
else
won't
wanna
happen
introduce
I
the
am
people?
I'm
Chris
Kieran.
Scott Brown. Kieran is far more important than I am.
And we have
And
returning
Chris.
special super guest star extravaganza, the baddest of the bad, the beardiest of the beards,
Oh,
the
I feel like I
Joeist
have
of the
more beard.
Joes.
Joe.
I think Kieran's
I'm Joe.
winning the beard competition.
Nice. Well, that's just me.
Yeah, his isn't white.
Yeah, but you got like character to your beard. He's
nothing-
just got like just for men's beard.
What? I had used no coloring.
I don't want to even know you have a beard.
My beard is magnificent in the light. It is like 3 different colors.
Hey, Chris, can you do me a favor and
And
clap? Yay.
I wanted to talk about to Chris. I wanted to admit something, Chris. While you were gone, we planned a mutiny. We were going to start the episode without you.
okay.
Unfortunately, Jesse could not crack your password.
I tried all the main ones. Like I thought,
You
I tried your wife's name, your name. I think I tried death to Jews. That didn't work.
Yeah,
It did,
the main Chris things. But yeah, we were gonna start off. We were like, 200 episodes in, and we finally figured out what was wrong and holding us back with this podcast, and we were just gonna go.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But since you couldn't figure out the password, I guess
what is
you're
your password?
stuck with
Do you
me.
want to say it on a recording?
I really
We can
don't.
censor it.
No, I really don't.
But what if I need to get to your files?
I don't want that either.
That seems like a weird discretion to me.
Very weird.
Uh,
Why don't you want Jesse in your files?
Yeah.
because he will do so with malicious intent.
Name one thing I've done maliciously.
I can't.
You can?
Can't.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, I'm like a puppy. Like I'm like Marley and me, where like you think you're happy, and then right at the end of the movie you're sad because the
Dude.
dog dies.
Do you die?
I guess I just said I died. Yeah, everyone dies. Did you know that everyone who gets vaccinated dies?
Shit.
Fact.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's why you
Cool.
should get vaccinated, because 100% of people that get vaccines die.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to episode 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did this for 200. This is what, 4 years this July?
Yeah, I think
Why?
something like that. I've been wondering. No, honestly, it's because it's fun to do. I don't hear a ton of feedback, but the odd time when I have somebody comment to me, they really like this or that was said in the episode, I was like, people actually listen to this shit. It's weird.
Yeah, but people don't comment, really,
No.
at all, which is frustrating.
It's frustrating, but
Joe,
it's
do you
also
listen?
I like the kitties on the picture there.
The kitty's on the picture. You heard it here
Yeah,
first.
looking at the
folks.
desktop picture of cats. That's
Yep.
Joe. Thank you for your input. I'm so glad you're on this episode.
I don't listen to the podcast, I admit. I only participate very rarely, or I'll commit and then just not show up.
When was the last time you were on? It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
A few
Joe
days.
is here to celebrate episode 200 because he is the first guest we ever had on episode 13 too.
That's right. 'Cause we're talking about
And
Final
I'm
Fantasy.
here because I'm the best guest.
You're
were
here
the
because you
second
asked.
guest? Third or second guest?
I think
I'm the most consistent guest.
I resisted Matt coming on for a while, so Matt wasn't till later. So yeah, Kieran was
the
the
best
second
part is how
guest.
Kieran got onto this podcast was, I don't think we had talked for like a year and a half, and I texted him like, "Hey, do you want to be on my podcast?" And you replied, I think I didn't say like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was just like, "Hey, I have a podcast. Do you want to be on it?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure." That was
That's my
pretty much the exchange.
That's my thing. I'm just chill, yo.
You're a
I
yes man.
was recently watching young Kieran in some videos
Oh,
that were
that's
posted
right.
on Facebook. The Voodoo News
The-
archive.
Did you see the Ace Investigator Kieran Stevens or Vendetta? Was it called? Was
Yeah.
it called Vendetta? Yeah.
I loved that epic fight on the playground equipment. That was
That's a good film. I think that was with
the
that.
audio was way out of sync, and I
Yeah.
don't know if that was just me or
No, it wasn't. I don't know what happened. I watched it the first time and it was fine, and then the second time I watched it, it was messed up. I have it on my Facebook, or Jordan Chu, my friend, has it on his Facebook normal. and
I'd
it's
like
fine.
to watch it again.
Yeah, it's good.
Proper
Apple Guy's
sync.
been putting a lot of shit out. which
With
I like.
that and the other film, I don't know if you've ever seen Craig Benedict Inside the Yoke.
Inside
Pretty
the
great.
It's another film we made. I won like first and second place in the BC Film Festival
You'll have
for
to share
comedies.
that with me at
Nice.
some point. The Office sex one I watched.
Oh,
That was
that one. Okay,
the worst part of that whole thing was you so creepily putting on the hand sanitizer at the start.
I know.
You
Okay,
look
Chris,
like a rapist.
Chris. I did that as a favor to my friends. I did not write that film. I did not participate in any of the ideas. My friends were like, "We need someone who's nerdy," and I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
I am ashamed of that. I'm sad that it has seen the light. I thought it was destroyed by time.
It's
It is a
glorious.
film called Sexmas, which is the dumbest
It was
pun you can
pretty
make.
lousy.
And it's basically just like me at a Christmas party, and then a girl's like, "You're cute," and I have sex with her, and I'm bad at it.
So real life is.
Yeah. But it was part of the 48-hour film festival,
Oh,
so it was
okay.
about like
Yeah.
you had
But
to work in some themes and shit.
The sex was implied by suddenly jumping to a voiceover of the reproductive cycle.
Yeah, and then it's like the
That's
sperm.
That's kind of clever.
But the people, it's like people
Except
playing the
they
sperm, and we're
acted
looking
out.
for the egg. So we're in an office, and we're like looking around, like I'm lifting up like plants, and
Okay, now I hate it.
Yeah.
And
If it was just like, I was imagining it was like.
no,
if you
she
jump-
was holding, what was it, a hula hoop?
yeah.
And everyone was
Oh,
bouncing
no.
off her because they couldn't get in.
No.
And then Kieran got in, so he went under the hula hoop, and then it cut to them.
See, I imagine like it'd be,
post-coitus.
a funny thing is to like have like the start of a sex scene and then just cut to like a sex ed video. That's like the woman
Yeah.
begins
Go on.
ovulating and like blah blah
Yeah.
blah, like all that shit, and like
And then it's like a typical, like she's smoking, and then she makes a joke about me lasting 2 minutes. It's like really like
That's
cliche.
so real life.
Again, I want to say I did not participate in the creative process for this at all. I was participating in Craig Benedict against Inside the Yoke.
which is
I wanna see that one.
fantastic.
It's far superior.
It is great.
Um,
It's basically like a like where did they go type, like, or
mockumentary sort
like
of
an
like
E1, like
Yeah.
not E1. What's
yeah, it's like where are they now?
yeah,
kind of
where are they
deal.
now type thing. Yeah.
VH1.
But then the
VH1
one
something,
Chris
yeah.
is referring to
E1
is Vendetta, which is me beating up like a small girl on a playground for like 15 minutes.
She was kicking your ass a fair
Yeah.
amount, too.
Yeah,
Joe
okay.
Galadriel came in and
Yeah.
saved your ass.
That's my favorite thing I've done on film. Anyways,
I still am rather proud of how the last Voodoo News
Yeah.
turned out.
I
For
like
how
that one
shit production that was.
with the... Is that the one you showed me with all the cuts at the end of
Yeah.
just
Where Kieran and I
random...
I mean, okay, how do you want to? I think I did the final edit of it, but we
Yeah.
basically pitched the entire like next time we did. So the Voodoo News, we got on this before. Voodoo News was like our in-school news broadcast, and it got canceled in my grad year.
yeah.
So
Year
once
after I
Jesse was
graduated.
involved, it was over.
Well, no, once someone else was involved, it went over. There's some other people that I'm not going to throw under the bus here. But basically, Applegath, who was the
God bless him.
basically the video teacher, or the film teacher at the school, and in charge of the broadcast journalism program, for the final episode, he brought back basically like the greatest hits crew, like all his favorites.
Actually, that was I'm gonna
Oh,
do
okay.
correction. It was my idea.
Oh, fuck yeah. Nice. So we had like a couple year like grad groups of these people coming in to do it. And it was not a news program. It was just like an absurd, almost avant-garde, fucking weird film noir mystery about why the news is getting canceled. But it ended on like a next time clip, like next time on Dragon Ball Z type thing.
Yeah.
Except for it's all shit that's not going to happen. So I think we took clips from, I know The Room. The Room is definitely one of them we did.
The Room, Doctor Who, Jurassic Park,
Jurassic
like
Park.
28 Days Later.
Yeah, like
Supernatural.
Just all, I think Battlestar Galactica. I think I had a shot of like a ship in there or something like that, and then intercut with like clips of us. Like I think at one point I'm sliding across a hallway firing a gun, and then I punched Kieran in the face with a doll. And then it's just a fucking weird thing.
It was a strange thing, but it was okay.
Yeah,
It was acceptable.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Chris has been watching Young Me.
very closely.
very intently, yes. So,
I actually have a question.
yeah.
Joe, where did you go to high school? I actually don't know anything about your life before I met you.
I am
really
firmly
don't.
convinced
I
that
don't
Joe
know where
was
you're born. I don't know anything about
Joe
you
was
until
born
you came
an
into my
old
life.
man.
That's true. I came out of the womb 40.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in Cranbrook.
Nice.
And
Poor
then-
choice.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, people, yeah.
Just yeah.
And we moved here in the mid 90s, and I went to KSS was where I graduated from.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You're one of those
KSS,
kids.
RSS, OKM.
We're
Immaculata.
rivals!
But that, like, at least in our, I don't know what year, but like in ours,
I
I
was
never had any
homeschooled.
rivalry.
No,
Did you
no
go
one
from
cares.
KSS?
No.
Okay.
Well, unless
There
you're in sports, you don't care.
There was no when I was there was no rivalry. Nobody cared. It was all just some imaginary made up thing that is like, oh, Rutland sucks.
I think unless you're in
KSS
sports,
sucks.
and none of us were in sports.
That's a fair
I was.
assessment.
Well, I was until like grade 10, but then
Yeah,
I
I
was
did
like,
basketball until then, but
I used to
it's
play
only 'cause I was
rugby,
tall.
but that's it.
Nice. Well, now I know. I feel like
Yeah.
I've grown from learning that about Joe. So here's the thing. Whether it gets used or not, I've been recording video. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. My arm, real tired here. So, okay, we're hanging.
I'll take a shift.
All right. Now, Chris, you want the subject to be in frame.
nah.
All right, so have fun with that shit. Do we want to hit any of the topics? I think we kind of talked
Probably.
about episode 200-ish,
Yes.
Well,
right?
I want to point out about episode 200. In previous milestone episodes, we've had gimmicks or things, but Chris was too lazy to think of one this time. That bitch.
And I tried to make, maybe the video's happening, maybe it's
You're a
not, we don't
bitch.
know.
The camera is over there. I tried to make it work for about an hour. I couldn't. So, there's that.
Should have been a let's play.
Well,
That's actually a pretty good idea, Joe. I'm a little mad now. We could have just been playing a game while we all hang out and talk, and now
Yeah.
I'm really mad that it's not a thing.
I've had a busy week.
Maybe next
I
time.
didn't think
It's
of anything.
what it. It's Monday. How can you have a busy week?
This is his Sunday.
Last week.
It's also your Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Wow.
You're the weekend shift, bitch.
Yep.
Wow.
I've had a nice, lax week. I've just been doing nothing.
Me too.
Just been playing. Oh! Mass Effect. So, update on last week when I was mad at EA. So, there was an achievement I couldn't get because the EA server stopped working. The day after we recorded that podcast, the servers just went up. And we're like, I'm
EA,
working now.
huge fans of the
Yeah.
Carbon podcast.
They listen to it before it even comes out. So, you should probably check is your password EA? Because you might want to change that. But,
You guessed it.
yeah, so I have that achievement now. I just need one more. So, that's cool. I'm fine now.
Congratulations.
Which is
That's
the one
neat.
more?
I have to do either six, the first 6 multiplayer maps on gold, or do every single side mission on Insanity. So I'm probably gonna do the single player missions on Insanity because the multiplayer isn't the most active thing right now. So
Yeah.
I basically get any map I'm just randomly given. That's kind of all I have to work with, so we'll see. But I think after this, I'm going to go to Dead Space and get all the achievements in that trilogy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Owen Wilson
I'm
was.
already agreeing with you. Who knew phones were so heavy?
Yeah.
Great Mass Effect update, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse played a video game.
Sounds like masturbating. Without Chris, please look at the video so you can tell that I'm clapping and not just jerking off into the fucking camera.
Ew, dude, no, put that away.
Shut up. There's a video. Okay. Anyways,
That's
so speaking of
Kanye.
okay, that's better than what I was gonna do. Go with that.
All right. Okay. I guess I'm going now.
You're on point, Kieran.
So Kanye has been. I mean, I think his life is sort of a mental breakdown, but more recently he's been like tweeting a lot, and getting different people on his side, and then disappointing different people. So initially, Chris is just like gesturing around a lot, and it's distracting me.
It's like a
I want
shit charade.
Jesse to take the camera again because this angle sucks for filming Kieran.
Okay.
I was trying to do that silently.
Great. I'm glad we established that this is all about me.
I'll continue.
So yeah, recently he's been tweeting a lot, and it's been upsetting a lot of people. Initially he was tweeting about how bad capitalism was, so there are a lot of people on one side of Twitter who are like, Comrade Kanye. I forget what his exact quotes were like, some people who have empty lives or don't understand like friendship and time pour all their money and like pour all their time into like getting stuff from the man who sells $120 t-shirts and constantly talks about brands. But anyways, so he was tweeting about that.
Yeezys.
How much are his latest shoes?
Enough.
All of the money.
Perfectly priced.
I like when, okay, this is unfair to Deepak because he's not here to defend himself. But
Oh
when
my
I said
God.
like his $120 shirts are overpriced, and he was like, no, dude, they're priced for what he wants them to be. And that's what the market dictates. I was like, yeah, but I don't care that. I don't care about what like people think. It's too much
Yeah.
to spend $120 on.
D-Bag just bought an I Love New York and American flag pants.
Yep.
And he plans to wear them together.
To New York.
Yeah. He's gonna get the shit beat
I hope
out
he
of
gets
him.
beat up a little bit.
I hope he's wearing it on the plane and like security's like, yeah, we need to see you elsewhere for the moment.
I hope he gets like
He's going to be
minorly
randomly
mugged.
selected
I hope he gets
for
minorly
screening.
mugged.
Yeah. Hope he gets a finger up the butt. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so and then so left Twitter is all like, Comrade Kanye, welcome to the
Yeah,
fold.
because they know that communism is a perfect system.
Yeah.
It's worked every time it's been applied.
100%, right?
anyways.
Name one bad thing that came from communism.
Anyways, and then
Stalin, perfectly.
A little thing called the Cold War. You may have heard of it.
That was capitalism's work.
well, I mean, you could say it's both.
It is,
Yes.
but that's the joke.
Yeah. Anyways, so and then a few days later he said like, I love the way, and then he mentioned a lady who I'll have to explain who she is, Candace Owens things. Candace Owens is a journalist for, I think, Rebel Media, who is also known, she's also known as Red Pill Black.
Oh.
She's a black woman who constantly talks about how black people are bad, basically. So now Kanye's been tweeting about her. So now right-wing Twitter is like, suddenly they're like
in support of her? Or
they like her, and so does Kanye now.
Okay.
He loves
cool.
he tweeted, I love the way Candace Owens thinks, or whatever. And I'm not really familiar with the stuff she says, but it's a lot of like, why don't black people pull themselves up by their own bootstraps and stuff like that. And also she said no one cares what celebrities think. But then as soon as he tweeted that, she tweeted, oh my God, Kanye, I've always been such a fan of your work. You're really making a huge difference right now, and you can change the course of history.
That's
love it.
weak.
Yeah, so then lots of people on the right are like, Kanye, you're changing history.
Yeah, because his ego needs more inflation,
Yeah.
right?
Well, he's also a
that's the one thing
Trump
I was missing.
supporter. Like,
He's a
people
creative
forget
genius.
that. Like,
But-
he
well,
supports Trump.
He supports Trump because, unlike George Bush, he cares about black people.
Yeah. Donald Trump, known black people lover.
I thought you were going to say known black person. I was going to be like, I love it.
Remember when the George Bush doesn't care about black people was
Michael
the
Myers
weirdest thing that Kanye said?
moment. It's incredible. Continue, Kieran.
I mean, that was smart, Kanye. George Bush didn't care about black people.
I mean, that's It's true. There's better times to do it than at a charity.
It's the best time.
Really?
It's the best time.
Like I said, I still love Michael Myers. Is just like, I don't know what.
He's
Anyways.
like, I want to be anywhere but here right now.
I don't know. I just think it's fun to see everyone wrestling over this man whose opinions no one really thought were that important before, or most like people shouldn't.
Who's less important opinion wise, him or Jaden Smith?
I mean, well,
Can't we
I mean,
just agree
Jaden
that both
does
their opinions
use-
don't matter?
More capital letters per
okay, but
sentence.
unlike
So,
Jaden, Kanye
there's
is an
that.
actual like important artist.
Like, you take that back.
Who has more followers? I want to find out.
But I think
am
he
willing to
is-
bet Kanye.
In this, I think he is being like a quintessential artist, and that like part of art is just like following your intuitions and your instincts and your feelings. And I think he applies that to everything in life, including
Yeah,
all
for
his
better or
opinions
worse.
about everything.
Yeah.
So he just says whatever he thinks, and that can be that can like vacillate between being like I hate capitalism and everyone buy my $120 plain white t-shirts within like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I appreciate that Kanye exists. I do like some of his music.
Do you think he's gonna run for president?
No.
I think he is. Do I think he'll get far? No.
That's what they thought about Donald Trump.
Yeah, but Donald Trump geniusly tapped into the crazy racists, which is a huge portion of the United States. Kanye's just got like the kids, and the kids don't vote, and we've been over that, right? If the kids voted, I legitimately think Bernie would have had a better chance.
Well, anyways.
So Kanye West has 27.7 million followers.
Is he verified?
Follows, yes.
Okay, just
follows
checking.
one person. Who does he follow?
Oh no! Don't tell us. Who does Kanye follow?
It's-
Kim.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for the don't tell us. You fucking troglodyte. Okay.
And only has 133 tweets.
That's
where
who's-
Jaden Smith has
He deletes
7.75
a lot.
million, but 4,738 tweets.
I like
He's
it.
got a lot to say.
How many followers do we have?
2.
Hang on.
Oh, I have a thing to talk about with Twitter.
We have 50 followers.
We're close.
I have a Twitter account. I don't tweet, and I've never tweeted.
Nice.
I just follow people to like see what they're saying, and I don't want to have to go to their individual pages. So I want like the
It's a nice
timeline.
news feed.
Yeah. So, but like a bit ago, Black Socialists. I have 2 followers, 2 people that knew me. I made this account in like 2010. So 2 people who knew me then, and then recently, Black Socialists of America followed me,
Nice.
and I was like, "What?" Okay. So I followed them back, and I'm fine with that. Like, whatever. And I was just like reading. I was agreeing with some of their stuff, and then suddenly they started like tweeting out like 9/11 was an inside job, and I was like, "Unfollow, leave me alone." And then they unfollowed me because I guess they're like, "This bitch doesn't fuck with 9/11 conspiracies," and I don't.
I love 9/11 conspiracies because I think we've been on this before, but like they're just the craziest shit.
I think I've told you guys that like, I don't know. It's like a thing in my life where people I just meet bring up 9/11 to me. Like
I feel like you instigate that
in
on some
jobs.
level.
No, I don't mention it. People are just like, it's often when they hear my major, like I say, I'm like, oh, I majored in international relations, and they're immediately like, so 9/11, huh? And I'm like, what about it? They're like, the Jews. I'm like, well, no.
What?
No.
Is
You
that
haven't heard
even
that
a
one?
thing?
Yeah, that Israel
always
did
a
it. That's a thing.
I've not
I
heard
mean,
that
come
ever.
on, Chris.
Did they just like denounce Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
For some reason.
Natalie Portman, because there's been the Israelis on their border with Gaza. The Palestinians have been protesting, and the Israelis have been shooting them,
Naturally.
sort of willy nilly.
I don't think shooting anyone should ever be referred to as willy
Fair.
nilly.
Well, but it has basically like they've shot like press people. They've shot just like random people running away. So Natalie Portman, when she was supposed to go to some award that was taking place there that has ties to the Prime Minister Netanyahu, and she said like, "What?
It's silly.
His
Name.
name is Bibi Netanyahu."
We're bad people. Continue.
I want to hear what's worse. I've sometimes called my cat like Baby Netanyahu or
You're such a loser.
You're a bad person.
I
No,
am.
that's not a bad person. That's just literally like you're such a loser. Continue.
Anyways, so she said, probably in response to this, like, I don't agree with like what's going on right now. I'm not going to come to Israel. And so like people like government, like politicians within the Israeli government are like lobbying for her to be like her passport revoked or her citizenship revoked.
So they want it instead of I don't want to be here. Like, well, you're not allowed to be here.
Yeah, it's like you can't quit, we fire you.
Yeah.
Kinda.
You got fired from a government. Nice.
That
Yeah,
takes
it's
some
pretty good.
skill.
Yeah. Well, have you seen her act? She's phenomenal. Attack of the Clones? Mwah.
Oh wait, the Israeli government released a statement saying like you may be familiar with a film where a young man is led to the dark side by like the Israeli government is led to the dark side by people like by someone who was like misleading and lying to him. Don't fall into the same trap, Natalie.
Well, why would I want to go to the
So we
Middle
have the
East? There's
Israeli
sands.
government literally
Of course, it's
referring to
everywhere.
like Attack of the Clones and like the Star Wars prequels.
That's
What a
pretty
time!
bad.
What a time we live in.
That's pretty
It
legit.
is like I've been like the news lately has just been fucking insane. Like the fucking North Korea thing.
Yeah, man.
It's very noisy, Joe.
Yeah, maybe
We can hear every adjustment you make to the microphone.
Sorry, it
North Korea
Busted
may
my
be
balls
chilling
over
out.
here.
We'll see.
Yeah, like North Korea is like what they've got a hotline to South Korea now. They've said they're not going to fire any more missiles.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see
Great
what
audio
happens.
there. Top-notch quality audio. Thanks, Chris.
It was gonna be noisier if he did it.
Good times. Anyways, don't turn to the dark side, Natalie Portman.
You know my favorite thing?
Don't kill younglings.
One of my favorite things that's happening this entire time.
Younglings.
If the video exists, if this works out,
It doesn't.
Joe's been spiking the lens hard the entire time. Joe's just staring at the camera the whole time. It's like every time I pan over, Joe's just like
Are
mugging
you
the
gymming?
audience.
Are you gymming it?
Steering.
Is he gymming it? Is he going
He's not doing gym where it's like he looks over and is like, no, it's just like deer in the headlights. Like,
What do I do?
Good times.
Don't worry about being good. This is only Carbon Podcast.
That's our motto.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
We're only a podcast.
And only mediocre. At best.
Wait, I was gonna say earlier, you guys were talking. I don't know. You made some joke about the podcast, but anyways, a few days ago, I was talking to my girlfriend and I mentioned that I was listening to a podcast, and I think she figured out I was on this or something by Googling me at some point. So she was like, "Oh, you listening to Car Bomb?" And my immediate reaction, because I was on the phone with her, I was like, "What the fuck? No!"
Wow, thanks.
That's awesome.
I felt bad, but it was
Appreciate
more,
the support,
like
buddy.
the reaction was more like, "Why would I be listening to my own podcast?"
Mm,
Yeah, but I
What the
listen to my
fuck?
own
No.
podcast.
Sounds like you're so disgusted.
You gross.
It's,
Yeah.
it's more
I-
to do with like why would I listen to, especially since I was just on the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Last
just
episode
can't.
was weird. We were out of our goddamn minds. I apologize
Yeah.
for last episode.
I
loved it.
can't believe that we've done this 200 times.
How many hours is that, do you think?
Averaging, let's say, an hour and a half, but probably closer to 2 hours per episode. I
Almost
don't.
400 hours then.
Yeah,
I did the math. I figured it out.
yeah, I don't know how many hours is our average, but what else have you done 200 of? I mean, other than the obvious.
Masturbating.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, yeah, but you know,
Sex with women's
Women's.
what? More than 2?
It's pronounced Wimai.
200 women.
at once.
Yeah.
I wanted-
What have I done 200? Do you mean like only 200 times or over 200 times?
Well, I don't know. I actually wanted to do. It's a weird thing, but what were you doing 200 seconds ago?
Probably this podcast.
Yep. Okay.
You fucking idiot.
200 minutes ago.
Eating dinner? No, editing a video for the podcast.
Okay. Joe?
What?
Paying attention. Awesome.
Okay, 200 seconds ago,
No, 200 minutes ago.
I was eating dinner.
Okay. Kieran, were you eating dinner?
Probably like driving.
Okay. 200 days ago.
I don't. What
I
is,
would probably work.
What is 200 days ago? Let me
200 years ago.
Well,
just go to the.
even
Where's my mouse?
like, what's her name? The previously oldest woman in the world was only 117. So nobody
what?
remembers 200 years ago.
I just went to my calendar and I realized that I don't want to count 200 days ago, and I don't give a shit enough to do it.
Yeah, I have
Fair
no idea.
enough.
I was probably just like
I was
on
either
Car
working-
Bomb podcast.
I was either working or not working.
Okay, fair
Take a
enough.
pick.
Life is
Well, that's like
Unfair.
7 months ago.
Sure. I didn't actually
What
want to
month is
map
7
it.
months ago?
What?
What month is 7 months ago?
I don't know.
Like what, October?
yeah, something like that.
I
Yeah.
was doing nothing.
Halloween.
I was probably planning Extra Life, honestly.
I was being
Yeah.
spooky.
I was probably being spooked.
By Kieran?
By ghosts.
Yeah, something like that. So, topics, am I right? Let's
Yeah.
go with which one do we want here?
Well,
Speaking
I'm
of
taking-
insane celebrities, Kieran. I mean, Jesse. I forgot us. I confuse us all the time. Would you like to comment on Allison Mack? You were a huge Smallville fan, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually,
that's
she's fucking insane. By the way,
it's such a fucked up story
I'm
to
just gonna do
read
something
about.
here. Well, I'm gonna out. I'm
Well
just gonna
done.
go ahead and
Well
read this.
That's not going to work at all. Not even close. You're shooting the ceiling.
I'm trying.
What's wrong with you?
I'm so tired of holding this thing up, so I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, but you won't get the angle right.
This is great. This is great podcast content.
You're bad
It's
at
just gonna be
everything.
staring at me
There
the
we
whole
go.
time,
We're
but I'm
good.
gonna be staring right at it.
Oh my god, my arm is so
You
sore.
could set it and try
I've
to
been-
lean it on that tripod.
We
but-
could do that, but I'm not gonna. That's actually a good idea. I'll be right back.
And then
See, now the video has to come out because this is just
After-
absurd.
yeah, after some. The weird thing is, I am going to.
That's probably pretty expensive.
I'm
No.
going to edit this video and then send you. I am. No, not the video, the audio. And then I'm gonna send you the edited audio file, and you can figure it out.
Does everyone have gum?
No.
can stick this to
I could get you tape.
Duct tape cures everything.
It's not working. It's not working. Okay.
Is this the end of the video portion?
We'll see. I'll just do this for now, and it works. Ow.
Oh, this is bad. Speaking of making
What?
cuts
Our
to
podcast
the
is bad. No, we're already doing Allison Mack. Don't segue into something else. You segueing.
no.
fuck.
Speaking of making cuts to the audio, none of this is in there.
Oh no, it's all totally in there. It has to be in there.
I don't know.
All right. Or if you're watching the video version, bonus content. So Allison Mack
DVD.
went fucking nuts.
Who's Allison Mack?
Yes, for me, because I have no idea
She
what
was
you're talking
Chloe
about.
Sullivan in Smallville, and you might also know her as literally nothing else. I don't think she did anything else important.
Well, who's
Other-
was she
and
was
for-
like a journalist or something?
For those of some of us,
Was
what
she?
the hell is Smallville?
It's a Superman show.
Yeah, it's about
A bad
Superman
one.
as like a teenager in high school.
Adequate
Oh.
at
Not
best.
Okay.
good.
Yeah, like she really didn't do.
and
anything.
Allison Mack played Superman's friend.
Yeah,
Lois Lane?
no,
Nope.
Her name
Oh.
was Chloe. She's
She was
not.
she was Lois Lane's cousin.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, so she did a thing that was not good. Apparently, she was arrested
Allegedly.
for, no, I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point. She.
I don't think she's been convicted.
That's fair.
The trial is set. So allegedly,
she was
she
arrested
is-
for being the leader of a sex cult.
Well,
not the leader, but
No,
basically
she was like one of the highest ranking people.
One
of
Yeah,
the-
her and
yeah.
someone else. Her and a dude.
yeah.
She. Yeah, I think the leader was Keith Rainier. I think is the guy's name.
Keith, bad name.
Yeah, the bad man was.
So my understanding is this guy and Allison Mack together ran a group of women which were slaves, but they were also the leaders of the rest of the slaves. And yeah, I don't know. There
What
was
did-
like a hierarchy.
What did they do other than have weird sex?
she branded them
In her
with her
thigh.
initials.
inner
Like with
thigh
an iron?
branding, right?
Yep.
I think it was inner thigh.
Like a piece of metal,
Like
in
yeah,
heat.
like
Like you ever
yes,
see Jackass 2? It's like that, but not
with
funny.
AM.
Like-
With AM.
AM.
no,
I really
it
hope
was his.
FM was on the other side.
That's
No,
an
it
alpha
was-
move.
I'm pretty sure it was her
No,
initials.
it was his initials.
No, because she was like
maybe
his
both.
best bitch. And like,
Maybe both,
yeah.
but the pictures I saw were of his
AM
initials.
plus KB forever. I don't know what his last name is.
Yeah, so Mac, here's a quote here from, I don't know what the fuck this site is, page6.com? I don't know. Mac and other slave masters allegedly made their slaves participate in readiness drills, requiring them to respond to requests at any time of day or night, so they were seriously sleep deprived. One of her slaves became so thin and tired that she stopped getting periods. Where is it here? Yeah, it was just like
Ladies.
a crazy. It like started as like a self-help group kind of thing. It lures you into that, and then like bam, you're a sex slave.
Yeah, and she was, as is known, lured into this cult by Smallville co-star Kristen Crook. Crook?
Crook,
Oh,
I
I
think.
Crook.
see.
Lana
Just to
Lang,
clarify,
but she left.
KR and AM are both hidden in this brand. It's like a combination of both initials.
Oh, that's classy. I really
clever.
appreciate nice like logo work. You know, not liking it branded under human body.
So this is really a story of accomplishment where one girl works her way up from lowly sex slave to cult leader.
that's
To co-leader.
nice. Co-leader, yeah. But just like Smallville, she never could get a leading role. Always a bridesmaid, never a sex cult leader.
Yeah.
That's how that saying goes, right?
So I don't know how large this cult
Sort
was.
of.
It was like centered in Vancouver.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole thing is so
Apparently
fucked up.
Kristen Crook, I don't know. I heard she got out, but Jesse has...
So she was involved at the beginning and apparently had left when things started getting like real culty.
Getting.
It started as like
It started as just sex, and then it became a cult.
exactly.
Well, yeah.
No, but it was like almost like a self-help thing at first, and then it just
Through
kind
sex.
Self-help yourself to my penis. Women?
Yeah.
and maybe men, but mostly 100% all women.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let me speak for myself.
Are you saying you don't like a man's penis?
I like mine.
He likes a man's penis. His
But I
own.
didn't want to say that because Jesse would be like, "Who is it, Kieran?" And if there's one thing I won't tolerate, it's people insinuating I'm gay.
How close-minded of you.
I know.
What a commie thing to do.
I'm a commie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like that just came out of fucking nowhere, that story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Well, I mean, she hasn't been in the news for a long time or in anything, like you
Yeah,
said.
like I have not seen her since Smallville, and that ended in like 2010.
And that's like the only thing she was ever in.
Yeah. Well, granted, she was in it for 10 years, so it kind of eats
Yeah.
up a lot of your time as an
Yeah,
actor.
That's true.
Was she bad in that show?
No, she's fine.
She's as on par with anything else. Not as good as Michael Rosenbaum, but that's not fair.
Did any of those, like the cast of Smallville, really go? I mean,
Tom
Welling
Welling did decent. He did cheaper than the kitchen. He's done a lot of
He
TV
did.
stuff. Bless you. Michael Rosenbaum's been like a steady actor. He's more of a comic actor though.
Okay.
That's his one serious role.
Kristen Crook has been in other like CW shit.
Yeah, she kept on.
She was in like Beauty and the Beast, but it was a crime show, and the Beast was a guy who had just like a weird scar on his
Scars, yeah.
face.
It was really shitty.
It was-
He was like a super soldier or some shit like that. I don't know. It got weird.
that was
so
a
dumb.
horrible show.
And then I don't think like the people who played the Kents aren't famous for anything.
No.
It was Jonathan Snyder and Ed O'Toole. Erica Durant's didn't do anything. Yeah, they're all kind of nowhere.
Yeah. Except, sex cults.
Jail. Soon.
Oh, Pete Ross.
Yeah.
Pete Ross went to jail. Yeah. Sam Jones III went to jail for something, drugs maybe.
But I mentioned this to you guys earlier, but there's some like screenshots of her trying to message Emma Watson on Twitter, being like, "Emma, I noticed you stand up for feminism. So do I. We have similar experiences as actors, both of us. I work for a group that empowers women. Would you like to get in contact with me? I can share some info." And she like kept sending like variations on that to Emma Watson. There's a whole bunch of pictures of it, and Emma never responds. And then people are like, "Good call, Emma."
But
Nailed it. Good choice.
like similar experiences as actors. Smallville was big, but it was never Harry Potter big, was it? Like,
oh God,
No.
not even close.
No.
Fucking
So,
close.
yeah, that's not really the same.
She just wants to empower women. You know, slave empowerment is a thing. Have you ever felt more empowered than when you give up all your will and ability to do anything? That's
Interestingly,
true
no.
power. True
No.
power is giving up all your power.
Well, because you choose to give it up,
Because Superman in Smallville, I think, does that probably at some point.
dude. He loses his powers like 8 times a
I
season.
know. That's why I'm not sure, but I thought that was a safe bet.
But then he's always like, I gotta get my powers.
True power is giving up your power to someone else who may or may not abuse you sexually.
Okay.
Is that the plot of 50 Shades?
That's not my quote. That's Allison Mack and 50 Shades of Grey.
You know what the best part of 50 Shades of Grey is? If you look really
No.
closely in 50 Shades Darker, in Christian Grey's room, the set deck team had to make, like, his room has not changed since he left as a kid. Like, the parents just kept it the same. So the set deck team had to make, like, what does a kid's room look like? And they put a poster up for Chronicles of Riddick. Like, and MMA posters. Like, he's into 2 things. MMA and Chronicles of Riddick.
I feel like those audiences
The
have
most
some, that has
interesting
some
thing
overlap.
about that is, have you seen that movie?
Have I seen? Why would I not see Chronicles of Riddick? It's the best of the Riddick trilogy.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean 50 Shades.
I got
mean
fucking hammered and
50
watched them one night. It was
Shades.
hilarious.
I've
not seen the newest one.
not seen any
My
of them.
favorite
and I
writing
don't
choice was
care
when
to...
the character gets introduced in the second one, who's like a new love interest. His name's Jack Hyde, and he starts off as a really cool guy, and he ends the movie as a psychopath.
No way.
I really appreciate the subtle
Mr.
foreshadowing.
Hyde.
In his there you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quality writing at its finest. Speaking of quality writing, Doom. Am I right?
I was hoping that's
Segues
not
are
what you
hard.
As we know, the original movie was a masterpiece.
Yeah, you had Pinky with his wheelchair, and you did have that fucking dope like first person sequence.
Yeah, it was like a minute and a half long.
It was way more than that. It was like 5 minutes.
Maybe
long.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
pretty good.
that was cool. It wasn't worth putting up with the rest of the movie.
Are you kidding me? You had like The Rock delivering rock lines and having a
It
BFG.
had Carl Urban in it,
A
too.
big
Yeah.
friendly giant?
No, big fucking gun.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, the BFG showed up, just killed all the
Bioforce.
demons.
That's a weird
Was it
crossover.
Bioforce gun?
Yeah, that's what it is
Yeah.
in the movie.
You guys
Yeah.
have seen the meme where it's like Avengers Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover in the history of the world. And then it's like me, and then they link something else. Yeah, BFG with Rock Johnson and Doom would be the biggest crossover
Yeah.
of all
it would be.
time. Chris, I'm gonna drink this Guinness
Okay.
because I bought it.
Okay. It's fair. I'm going to drink the Bailey's.
That was a
All of it.
delicious noise.
Any problems there, Kieran?
Everything's fine.
Everything does not seem fine. Seems like you're spilling the Guinness all
Yeah,
over the
don't
place.
spill your beer all over your keys. You're going to need those.
They're fine. They're fine. Stop filming.
I mean, I really can't
This
help
is
it.
literally like
Yeah, suck it.
the this is the dog in the burning room. Everything is fine.
We're fine here. We're all fine. How are you?
But yeah, Joe. So apparently they're making a new Doom movie. What are your thoughts?
As I said earlier to you alone and nobody else, so I'll repeat it. Sam Raimi should have been the director for that. Because it should be tongue-in-cheek.
No, and I said it should be less like tongue-in-cheek, stupid, and it should be more like Fury Road, fuck it, balls to the wall action the whole time.
Yeah, but with a touch of tongue-in-cheek. Because
No,
it's
you know
so
who should do it?
gory.
The same guy that directed Hardcore Henry.
The original
You're laughing, but that guy directed an entire action movie that's in first person.
plot is go to Mars and there's
Fight
portals to
demons.
hell in Mars.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
was it
Phobos.
Phobos?
Right.
No, you start on Phobos and you go to Deimos, right?
Yeah, Phobos, Deimos, and...
Are these
the
moons?
moons.
And then
of
hell.
Mars?
Yeah,
Okay.
you never set foot on Mars in Doom.
in the
Okay.
original...
In 3 you do, but
Yeah. Well, 3's set on Mars, and then 4 is set on Mars.
Is it? I thought it was still set on Deimos.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm pretty sure the first game's set on
It's
Phobos,
then you go
Deimos,
to Deimos.
Hell, then Earth is the sequel,
Yeah.
and then Hell again.
Are
Arts
the
Hell.
games narratively good? I never really enjoyed
No,
them.
there's really no story. It's just this.
Right,
What
so-
could be
Three's
more?
not bad.
What could be? Well, yeah, 3 is decent, but what could be more compelling? Like what better way to remove moral any problem than just having the villains be demons from hell?
I mean, there's lots of
The books
options.
go into a
That's
weird
one
place
of-
with it.
There
yeah,
are
there's
books.
like there's some demon fucking.
There's
I mean, you
books.
could make them minorities.
And then there were like, what was the aliens' names? Like the Freds or some shit.
Yeah, that's what he called them. Yeah, and it just
Don't read the
completely takes a left-hand turn. But
I'm still stuck on there were Doom books.
There's like three
there
or
there was
four.
4 of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, there might be 6.
Oh God, no.
There were some based on 3.
Yeah, but I don't think those follow the same continuity.
They don't.
of
No,
the-
they
yeah.
don't. No, but like, it should be tongue in cheek, like Doom 4 is.
Doom
Like-
4
like
is
when he starts-
fantastic.
when it
Or
starts
is
in the beginning.
Doom 2016. Whatever the
Yeah,
fuck you wanna
when
call
it starts and it's like, friggin' the Doom guy has like, he's just woken up and he's already had enough of it.
Yeah,
Like
like
he's-
the game starts with you waking up after like 1,000 years of slumber, and you immediately pull a pistol and just start shooting zombies, and he's just mad. He's just already pissed off.
Well, if I slept for 1,000 years and then woke up and were like, seriously, you guys still haven't figured this shit out in 1,000 years? Fine.
First try.
Yeah, I don't. I think Universal's still doing it, right? Or
I'm not sure.
I think the rights are still Universal.
This is all like hearsay right now. Anyway, it's not confirmed, is it?
It's. I think they relicensed the film for production, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be starting on it. It's just they still want to keep the IP to
Right.
to
So
have
maybe
the
they're
option.
just it's whatever they're obligated to do without losing it.
Because unlike, I think when they originally bought it, it's unlike Sony, where Sony has to make a Spider-Man project, or else they lose the rights. Which, oh shit, do you see the leak of Venom? They showed Venom in the new Venom movie, and it looks pretty good. It looks good.
What?
It looks really good.
There was
No way.
an uncomfortable
Who's
lack
playing Venom
of
again?
Venom in
What?
the first
Who's
trailer.
playing Venom again?
Eddie
Tom
Brock.
Hardy.
Uh.
He's playing Eddie Brock. Did you say Eddie Brock?
I
is playing-
said Eddie.
Is this in the Spider-Man with Tom? What's his name?
Well, that's where the fun deal of Marvel comes in. So
Yeah.
Sony has allowed Marvel. This is an absurd sentence. Sony has allowed Marvel to use Spider-Man. So in the solo Spider-Man movies, they exist in the MCU. Everything else potentially does not.
That does look pretty good.
What a weird world that you can't even control your own product.
Well, Marvel kind of fucked up and sold all their shit off to anyone who would buy it, as opposed to when Warner Brothers bought DC. Just as an example, like Warner Brothers owns DC Comics, so they had all the eggs in one basket, and they're still fucking it up. But Marvel was like, New Line, you get this property, and then Paramount got this, and then Fox got this, and then so it's been kind of a slow fight to get. Because like if you go into it, I think like what was the original Daredevil? Who did that? Was that? I'll look it up here.
Was that a Weinstein? Like Miramax?
Probably. I mean, it's like. It's
What's
a pretty,
that guy been up to?
I don't know. I haven't really heard much from him lately.
Bankruptcy?
I really doubt bankruptcy. As much as we want to be like, oh, you know, fuck him. There's no goddamn way he's doing that bad. That was burped again. That
Maybe he
was
just retired.
Who did Daredevil? Let me look at this shit. Regency.
Okay.
And 20th Century Fox was a distributor.
I didn't hate it.
It made $180 million.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't good,
Oh wow, my focus just got all fucked up. There we go.
but
But no, and like Blade was like New Line, and then like they just X-Men was 20th Century Fox. Like they just Sony was Spider-Man. They just sold all their shit off and was
Do you
like,
think we're
just
gonna
make our
get-
movies.
Blade reboot? I
Yes.
don't think we're doing Wesley Snipes again.
No, but I think we're getting a Blade reboot
Nice.
due to conversations.
Nice.
Maybe it'll be Denzel Washington.
Maybe it'll be Joe. So Do you want to talk about that, Joe? How you're absolutely retarded? Do you want to have that conversation?
No, I don't.
So Joe, to this day, keeps on thinking that I worked with Denzel Washington. Didn't happen. It was Wesley Snipes.
Racist.
Joe,
Racist.
No, I for whatever reason, just you know how you're switching.
You know
your
how
head?
they all look the same, right?
Oh yeah,
on.
that's right. That's what it's about.
it's not as bad as Aaron. So our buddy Aaron, who was like, he was there for Extra Life.
He should be on the podcast
We should
sometime.
buy it sometime. But I jokingly told him I was working on White Men Don't Jump 2, and he's like, oh, okay. And he totally believed me. Like, that'd be a movie they're making, like, 20 years later.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
There's no way they're making White Men Can't Jump 2. Though someone recently told me the funniest title that it could be. Super racist. I love it. The sequel should be called Black Men Can't Swim. I laughed very hard. It's a terribly racist title.
That's horrible.
I thought it was funny.
I only just found out this evening from Jesse.
I want to hear your guys' pitches for how that movie goes.
But Black
I-
Men Can't Swim.
Yeah.
I
Okay, I can do
only
it.
just learned of
I
the
have a
existence
pitch.
of Weekend at Bernie's 2.
The greatest film
No.
of our time.
Uh,
Which is really none of our time, but...
no.
Alright, you want my pitch for Black Men Can't Swim?
Yes. I wonder if it's as offensive as mine.
No.
Why are we
So-
doing this?
Wesley Snipes' character's kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing like next generation of White Men
Yeah.
Can't Jump here, so it is connected.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is a college student who is part of the swim team.
Right.
And it's like a sports can they do it situation where they're constantly going against like the supervillain team of sports movies, how that always happens, right?
Yeah.
Like they're fighting the
So all
Swedes
these
or whatever.
all these
It's always
buff-
the Swedish. I don't know why.
all these buff white guys, he joins the swim team and they're
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And at the same time, Woody Harrelson and that other lady's kid, who no one remembers her name, is like on the debate team. No, what would be her thing was that she was into Jeopardy and was being on Jeopardy. She starts hosting Jeopardy, and then they fall in love and have a kid. Bam! Black Men Can't Swim.
Okay.
Pitch me a movie, Kieran.
Oh, I'm hesitant as
And
to
let
whether I
me
should
zoom
do this.
right in for this pitch.
I don't know if I should do this.
I predict this
I'm
entire
going to
section is
suggest
getting
that you
exercise.
should
So,
Kieran, right now you have so much anonymity.
Black Men Can't Swim. The movie. Fade in. The Ivory Coast.
Okay.
1702.
no. No.
Okay. Next
Do I have
topic
to say
is
anymore?
phone glitch.
Yeah,
what
A
happened
ship
with your
sails
phone glitch?
into the distance.
What happened
Kieran,
with your
we're done
phone
with this. Okay, I think somebody wanted to talk about Supernatural.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I'm a bad
So you want to talk my phone glitch, Joe?
Yeah. What?
I want to talk about anything
Tell
that is
me
that.
Tell me more about that. You were talking about it earlier.
So I was hanging on the Ivory Coast, and no, so my phone has started doing something real fucky, where
Something's fucky.
something's fucky, Ricky. Where if I turn it off, or if it dies, or if it's off, and I get a text, when it turns back on, I'll get the notification from the text with no name. It'll just have the phone number, and once I like log in or like unlock it, it'll work. However, whatever text I got when it was turned off, the notification will pop up. It will not show up in the Messenger app. It will just show up that I've never received that text. So I'll like half read the notification that says like, "Hey, do you want to blah blah blah?" and then it goes ... after a while. So I can only read it for so far, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I want to read more of this text." Fuck you, Jesse. You don't get this text. This text doesn't exist.
That's weird.
It's annoying.
you should contact your provider.
I don't know if it's a... I almost said my provider. I'm not going to do that. I don't know if it's like a provider thing or if my... Because it's the Messenger app in the iPhone. And I feel like it's a glitch with that.
Why don't you do factory reset?
I don't want to do that.
It's so weird that
Well,
bugs
work.
you.
It bugs me that I don't get my texts.
No, it's weird that you don't want to say your provider.
That's not weird at
No,
all.
that's fine. No
I'm fine with
need.
saying where I work. I'm fine with saying things. I would not tell you my bank or my phone provider.
I don't see why.
All right, Chris, where do you work?
Don't say
I
it.
don't want to say
Why?
because I don't want to associate what I say on here with who I am.
Or
at
what
work.
I say on here.
That's very fair.
Yeah, there's going to be like a big black mark in the middle of this thing at the end where
So,
there's just
you-
missing volume.
But like
Yeah,
the
that makes
weirdest
sense.
thing is, I don't understand how you think that like saying where you work, like that you don't understand that I don't want my financial institution or my personal phone. Like that's a weird thing.
It's
Like why is that weirder?
well, it's you're not giving details. Saying I bank at such and such to me is like I buy my groceries at Save On
That's
instead
not
of
even
Safeway.
close to the same thing in
It's-
any way, shape, or form. Can we agree on that? Like,
I would agree. I'd just say it's better to not go down the road of mentioning anything you can, like unless it's like specifically like, yeah, Fox made X-Men.
The ship's sails unfurl. Is it?
Check, please.
okay, well,
I'm sorry, I won't do that again.
I feel like you're lying to me. First of all,
Might.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
So I don't know how to fix your phone.
I don't know either. I've looked it up. I've not seen anyone else with this same update or model have an issue.
This is so obvious. Take it to a genius.
I don't want to take it to a genius because I hate them and I hate everything.
He's an
associated-
anti-intellectual.
I have Apple products. I hate the cult of Apple, and I hate dealing with anyone part of that cult. They brand me. I don't like it.
Also, the
With AM?
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it's a
apple
short
on the
little blonde
back
chick. She's
doesn't.
nerdy.
Oh my god,
Sorry, go on.
I'm done with that.
Yeah, like does it like I don't know, just it's a really annoying, it's a really inconvenient phone glitch because I know I got the text and I'm just unable to read it,
And you can't see who it's from,
and I can't like I see the phone number, so
but you
I'll-
don't have numbers memorized.
no, but I'll,
the
if I
most
see
part.
like for the most part I'll only have like one or two texts
Yeah.
at a time, so I'll remember that number, then look it up and text the person like, hey, can you read? Like happened to me with Jamie today.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me a thing for the podcast, and like I was just like, okay, well it's her number. The thing that was nice is the thing was like, hey, this is for car bomb, and then went ... I'm like, all right, I can narrow it down to like 6 people.
Yeah.
6 people have sent me this. I can go through their contacts and see what their number is and match it up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I am dying to know, what is a saliva pill?
I'm so glad you asked. So, a saliva pill as a topic. This is a story that I read like a couple days ago, and it's really interesting to me. So I'm just going to read you the headline here. Uproar in Canada after homeopath gives boy pill made from rabid dog saliva.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that would be allowed in the first place.
Well, I mean,
is funny.
this headline would
Not
still
funny.
be kind of confusing if it said homeopath gave pill with dog saliva.
True, very true. Let me read a bit here. The Canadian government system of approving homeopathic treatments has been challenged after a naturopath in the province of British Columbia claimed to have treated a 4-year-old's behavioral problems with a remedy made from saliva of a rabid dog.
But it's been diluted.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's not better.
No, it makes
We-
it much better. 200 times better.
We don't want to intentionally give children rabies.
Here's one of my favorite things. Within 2
Did
minutes,
the child get rabies?
within a minute or two of giving him the remedy, Jonah smiled at me very broadly and beautifully, as if all the lights had just gone on. That was his
That's-
brain firing on
Who
rabies.
says gone on?
That's not.
Yeah, it's actually
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I
Even
don't
if it
think
did
it'd
work.
be instant.
apparently the
anyway.
mother reported considerable improvements.
Yes, he started chasing cats and eating kibble. It was brilliant.
And frothing.
He started shitting on the lawn. All was well with the world.
He attacked a mother and their
Just
son.
like a
and
regular
kept them in their
kid.
car for a
Yeah.
couple days.
Like a regular child.
Regular child shitting on the lawn.
My son Cujo has never been better.
Huh.
I got the joke the first time.
Yeah, I
I said
saw
about
saw
that.
some sort of article saying like Canada has to stop supporting homeopathic remedies.
Yes.
I'm assuming it was sort of referring to this.
I
among
mean, I
many
think this is
things.
definitely a straw to break the rabid dog's back. But, like, it's... I don't know, like, homeopathy, I'm not... Like, my grandma's super into it, and it's hilarious, but... I mean, there are natural remedies to things, but there's also,
Absolutely.
like, hey... See the people who have studied years the human body.
Yeah.
South Park did a good episode about that with the
I don't know if I saw that
Cherokee tampons or whatever
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
they kept trying to pawn off on people.
Yeah. No, but, like, there's always, like, things like, this cures cancer. It's like, I severely doubt that.
Nope.
Or it's like, you just drink some colloidal silver and you'll be fine.
Okay.
I have met permanently blue people.
I'm sorry, what? Let me just zoom in
you-
for this one.
Are you not aware?
of
Silver
Smurfs?
No, colloidal silver, if you ingest that regularly, which people do as a natural remedy, it can actually dye your skin a grayish blue permanently. Look this up. It's fucked up.
Sounds sexy.
I have met Smurf people, and we call them Smurf people.
How do you spell
How do you smell spoiled?
colloidal
It'll probably come up.
silver?
Blue.
Yes, everyone knows the cure-all and way to immortality is just ingesting mercury constantly.
Right.
Yeah, he'll be mad as
Yeah,
a
you-
hatter.
Feel it in your teeth, right? It's okay.
Blue man, blue skin, blue
Yeah.
skin man, blue man, Dr. Oz, skin hoax. Ooh,
It's not a hoax. I've met people that have this.
but they lied.
Do you think they...
They wake up and paint themselves. That's clearly all there is
I
to
just-
Look
it.
at this dude's skin,
I just blew myself.
Okay, Tobias.
dude. This man looks like a fucking plum.
Right? That's
It's like
legitimately...
Richard Dreyfuss became a plum.
That's pretty cool. He looks like a dark elf.
That can't.
Yeah.
That can't be
It
real.
Look
Like
into
that
it.
guy's a
That is
freaking
Not
what's
a
the
hoax.
drow?
I've-
drow, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Skyrim, what do they call them? Dunmers?
Dwemer.
Dunmer.
Oh,
Dunmer.
yeah,
The-
Dunmer.
Yeah.
Dwemer, the dwarves.
I liked how, by the way, when I googled that, it literally came up with both Tobias, a blue man, and then a guy dressed as a Smurf at like Coachella. So there's that.
And then there's that one recently. This girl was posting. She tried a bath bomb and it dyed her blue. Temporary, but
Nice.
funny.
Nice.
Classic Willy Wonka.
Yep,
Teaching a lesson, too.
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't bomb baths.
Right.
You know what's the best part is like you could start your autobiography like, yo, listen up, this is a story of a blue man and all his shit is blue.
Did we reference that song on the last episode? Or has it just been in
There's
my
a-
life more?
Unclear.
There's a good possibility that
I just
Are you
I don't want Blue Abadi Abadai to be a constant reference in my life. I want it to go away for long.
it won't. It
What
will
do you?
never
What
go
is the
away.
one song that like if it became like your theme song, you'd be the most upset about? Like if like the
Damn.
world knew like this is your theme song.
Like it
Oh.
Your
played
anthem.
every time you walk into a room.
Do you guys know like what song would be like? I would not be happy about this.
There's
like,
plenty of songs. I
I'd-
can't think of the worst one though. That's tough.
yeah,
I'd be actually pretty happy if our car bomb theme played every time I went in a room.
I would. You would get punched. It's a terrible theme.
Yep.
I would love if like Dennis Leary's "I'm an Asshole" played every time I walked into a room. I think that'd be pretty good.
What
I
about,
was almost going to for episode 200. I will say the car bomb song we use was my second choice. My first choice, I didn't have the courage to actually ask an Irish band if we can use their song for
That's
Car
fair.
Bomb podcast. I wanted to go with "Me and the Moon" by Gaelic Storm.
Well, good that you didn't ask them. That would have been
Yeah.
terrible.
what about
Do you have a?
All Star by Smash Mouth?
That would be great. Bow, bow out, bow out, bow out.
Do you have an answer, Jesse?
We Are Number One.
Worst one. I mean,
We Are the Champions.
no. I mean that's a pretty
That's a great
solid.
song.
Why would that be a bad song?
Okay. How about Rock and Roll Part 2?
What?
Okay.
I'd say
Moving
like
on.
honestly anything by Death Grips. Not because I hate Death Grips, just like everyone would be like, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah.
That'd be pretty bad.
Hocus Pocus.
By Focus,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Like honestly, I
That'd
think
be
probably one
fantastic.
of those like late '90s, early 2000s like Aqua songs,
oh,
Barbie Girl.
or like that
Steal My
"You're
Sunshine,"
my best
Len.
friend, best of all best friends. We could be best friends too. You know that one. Wait, the next line is "You're so yummy, yummy. It tickles in my tummy."
Oh,
It's a great
Nice.
song.
That's-
if that
that's-
came on every time I entered a room,
fun
I'd
fact, that's called a tapeworm.
I'd kill myself.
No, I think actually I just thought of one, which is Len, Steal My Sunshine.
That's a great song.
No, it's
I
not.
love it.
Steal
Love
my
that song.
sunshine. Chris, you know the words.
Okay, conversely, what song do you want to play whenever you enter the room?
Flight of the Bumblebee. No, I don't know. That's actually an interesting question. Do you have an answer?
Not off the top of my head, I'm thinking.
I think Thunderstruck would be pretty cool.
No, that's some generic white boy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Gestures actually work when you're recording.
Yeah. My arm's real tired.
Yeah.
No.
We've only been going for an hour or two.
Like,
Yeah.
How long do the episodes last now?
However, we damn
as
well
long
feel,
as
Joe.
we want. 1 minute.
Smash Mouth All Star.
That's both the best and worst.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like Smash Mouth gets shit on, but they have a lot of good songs actually. Like
Yeah.
Walking
I
on the
wanna-
Sun is good.
Enter every room either to Ride of the Valkyries
Ooh.
or Moonlight
Nice.
Sonata.
I take it back. Ennio Morricone, Ecstasy of Gold.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think the answer is the same because any song that plays every time you enter a room will very quickly become the worst song. It would
Seinfeld
get-
theme. Seinfeld theme. Hands down.
It would get
That'd be-
really old really fast.
Has to
no
be the
matter
one
what
with the
song it is.
lyrics.
What?
There's like one episode with lyrics. That's
What?
the one that's got to be.
I don't believe you.
No, it's ridiculous.
I've
What?
never.
It's like
I'm fact checking.
doo-wop kind of like.
Fact-checking.
Yeah, like they just
Scat
snuck
man.
it in and they're like never again.
I like how you say you snuck in some scat. Like that's not something that just
No, it's
sneaks
not
in.
scat, but it was like
Skibidi-boop-boop-ba-da-boop-ba-doop,
okay, try walking in and Scatman is the song that plays every time you walk in.
Everywhere I walk in, I wanted to play Careless Whisper.
No, I want every time I walk in, I want to be that one section of Mama Number 5 where he's like,
Yeah.
just that one moment.
I just want the. Yeah.
What about Louis Armstrong? And it's a wonderful line.
I see trees of green.
That'd be good.
Pretty great.
Lots of good choices.
Quality choices. I don't know.
200 episodes.
Yep. We barely made it an hour before a dead spot.
That's good.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, do you want to talk about your last topic here?
The one that you pushed onto the board.
I still have no idea who wants to talk about Supernatural. It wasn't
Shut
me.
the fuck up.
No. Okay. Recently, as of, was it Friday or Saturday, Vern Troyer died at 49 of an apparent alleged suicide. They're not
Yeah.
making it clear, but
No, but the
they're
release
more
was
or
like,
less making it clear. Like
The-
the
the-
family was saying, you know, everyone has to deal with their own demons their own way, and you know, it's not word for word, but it was like, you know, sometimes you win the fight and sometimes you don't, kind of thing. And it,
That's too bad.
yeah, and he did have on record alcohol and drug abuse over the years. So yeah, it's pretty sad.
I mean, it's a shame, but
Well, I mean, 49, I think it was.
Mhm,
That's pretty young.
not for someone in his condition.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know someone
Am I
with...
mistaken? Do people with dwarfism?
I
don't
do
think
believe
so.
they have shorter lifespans, and I was not trying to make a joke there.
No one was saying so, but now it seems
I-
awkward.
I thought you were giving me a dirty look.
I would never.
Okay,
He would never not give
but
you.
I want to
Yep.
find out.
Oh,
What are you
yes.
finding out? What are you looking up?
How about the
Average lifespan.
Seinfeld lyrics? We gotta know.
No, I abandoned that.
Oh, I see. So I'm legit until such a
Nope.
time.
Schrodinger's scat.
It's not scat. It's just like some random
a-
like.
That's a
doo-wop.
pretty good joke.
Thank you.
So much so I didn't laugh because I was just like, I wish I'd made that.
Yeah.
I could look up. Google is
proud.
suggesting over average lifespan of a dwarf, It wants to give me the average lifespan of a dwarf hamster.
Well,
And then
That's probably a
Lord
more
of the
common
Rings.
question.
And then, Kieran, what is the average lifespan of a dwarf?
I think they're somewhere in like the 500 years range.
Damn it! Did humans just get fucked in
Approximately-
Middle Earth?
Yeah.
Approximately 10 years less
I'm
than
sorry,
average.
I've stopped caring about. Okay.
So the human thing is they immediately on their death, their souls go to Iru Iluvatar or God, whereas elves have to wait in the waiting hall of Mandos.
You just read that on Reddit like 2 days ago.
No, I
he
didn't.
That's the
And
the sad
I'm not
thing.
sure
You
what
posted
happens to
it.
dwarves. I forget. I don't know.
Valhalla, obviously, or probably some
Have you
variation.
guys played the new God of War?
No, I haven't played any God of War.
good.
Is that
I
the
also-
one where he's
I-
got a kid?
I also guessed the plot immediately. I was being an asshole. I was playing with my friend. Spoilers. Does anyone care if I spoil
No,
God of
I don't.
War?
Nope.
I've never played any of them.
So he's got a kid with him and a wife that dies immediately. I'm like, wow, Kratos is not doing good with this whole spouse situation. That's
Yeah.
that's how the first game started. It's a continuation. Like it's after he kills all the Greek gods, he goes into Norseland.
What kind of? So what gods now?
It's in Norse mythology.
He's gonna run out of gods to kill.
He's just hanging out at his house, and then Baldur's like, "Fuck you, bud. Let's fight."
It's quite a bit of travel for him to go down to Egypt next.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will be
but-
eventually. But so you got a kid, and I was playing with I went to my buddy's house and played it, and I was like, it's probably fucking Loki or some shit. His kid's Loki. He's raising Loki. Loki
Yeah.
is the son of Kratos in this mythology.
Nice, cool, really great.
If
Good
they
idea, fresh.
continue this franchise,
Yeah,
eventually, if they keep going through gods,
dude, I want some Aztec
he's
shit.
gonna,
He's gonna
have,
have to
he's
fight
gonna
Jesus.
have to fight Jesus at some point.
No, he's not gonna fight Jesus.
He might have to.
That'd
gonna
be
have to
great.
fight-
Honestly, if they pulled that like 180 and he just like somehow travels to like Palestine in the year 0 and he just is like just killing the shit out of Jesus.
But it's like a super epic
Wait,
battle.
you want?
and like all
grabs
the
his
other
face and
bosses
shoves it
are
in a
like
burning
the
bush.
12
No.
disciples.
You
That's
said
the-
year 0. You want him to kill baby Jesus?
That's the best time. Otherwise, he grows too powerful.
He's actually
Herod
one of the,
tried
he's actually,
that. It
he's actually
didn't work.
he's actually one of the wise men, and then he's just gonna like bust open his fucking like take off his
Gold,
robe.
frankincense, myrrh, and
The
death.
twist, the twist. Kratos was Judas.
Oh shit!
Oh.
That's a terrible twist. he doesn't play it
got,
in any way. He's like a huge ripped dude with like white skin and a red mark.
Plus, he kind of takes a more hands-on approach to killing, usually, not just
You know what,
selling him
I-
out.
He's really old at this point.
Yeah,
I
fair
do
enough.
want to see him fight Quetzalcoatl now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
You find the world serpent, your Mangandir or whatever the fuck it is in Norse mythology, the snake that eats its own tail after
I
the world
can't-
and goes back.
I can't tell you if you pronounced it right or
I
wrong.
probably did not. I can honestly tell you that. But
I've only seen it in print.
yeah. It's,
Speaking
cool.
of
it's a cool game.
that culture, have you heard of these Aztec death whistles?
I'm a level with you. Haven't heard about it.
It's
Please continue.
it's a whistle that
I figured as much.
sounds like a human scream. Like straight up legit. If you look up a sound file, it
Why would they make those?
because 100 of them charging at you in battle, you're gonna shit your pants.
Or it sounds like you're winning already.
Which
Or losing.
I don't know. If it's coming towards you, the Doppler effects, you'd be like, oh, okay, we're killing them. It's fine. Like,
No,
what is
Yeah,
the
that's what
point
I
of-
meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
these things are terrifying sounding. They're
Oh,
pretty
that's
awesome.
cool. Good job, Aztecs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, once again,
A great
are the most fucked up
civilization.
culture. Stealing people's hearts, playing hoop ball. You guys did great.
I think the hoop ball's more a Mayan thing.
I'm racist, whatever.
Same deal.
Yeah.
Oh well, if it was good enough for Mel Gibson to make them the same, it's good enough for all of us.
Yep. And Mel
I still
Gibson
never
has never
saw
shown
that.
any sign of racism.
Honestly, Apocalypto is actually pretty
it's a
decent.
really, he's a
if you
really
ignore
good
like
director.
the history, it's pretty cool.
He's a
I-
really good director.
Really did not care for that Jesus movie that he made.
Which one?
The Passion.
Yeah. That was not good.
Needed more Kratos.
That's probably honestly one of his worst.
yeah,
Because it's where he was most like
Preachy.
I love because he loves Jesus so much, you know.
Yeah,
That
but he hates his
wanted-
wife. Absolutely despises her.
Yeah.
What?
I-
Is that true? I have no idea.
Have you not?
I haven't
There-
seen The Passion.
No, what?
What the fuck are you talking about?
He went on like this crazy voicemail to his
Years
wife.
ago. Was
Where he's like,
bef-
he hates
was this-
Jews and hates the
Was this
fucking...
before or after Mad Max?
Much after.
Yeah.
Significantly after. On a
It
scale
was
of 1 to
shortly-
10, after.
It's like after What a Woman Wants and shit like that.
What a woman wants is what women want.
Whatever, man.
And wasn't it pretty
They
close
don't want
to
Mel
after
Gibson.
Passion of the Christ?
It was like right around.
Yeah.
But it
and
didn't stop those Jesusers to go
No,
into that movie.
he left his wife a weird ranty voicemail. I can't even remember. This was years ago. I can't remember the details of it, but he hates Jews. They are responsible for all the world's problems. Also, his wife is responsible for all the world's problems.
Is she a Jew?
I don't know. And
No, but
then
she's just as
he
bad.
got pulled over. Was he drinking or on drugs?
Yes.
Because I know the reason he got arrested was he decided to call the female officer that pulled him over sugar tits.
Mhm.
That doesn't go over well.
It's what women want.
Thank you.
He knows.
He
If you've seen the
he
movie.
wasn't doing so good that evening.
Yeah, there's something like a lightning strike and a power line, and then he
He
gets
just, like,
powers.
knows what
Was it a
women
toaster? Some shit, I don't know.
Mel
And-
Gibson has crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Like, watch any recent interview with him. He has a huge bushy beard, and his eyes are just glinting with madness.
Apparently, he
Yeah.
might be directing Suicide Squad 2, and I don't know how I feel about that.
It'll be epic.
Like, I think I saw an interview with him on Stephen Colbert's show shortly after I just watched a Werner Herzog movie, and my friend was like, Kieran, his eyes are pretty crazy. And I was like, look into his eyes and tell me you do not see the wilderness. That's a good Werner Herzog impression. Do you guys like Werner Herzog? Do you know Werner Herzog?
We're not doing this again, Kieran. We've been down this road.
Do we? Have we?
You've done a Werner Herzog impression before.
Okay.
I can't remember what, but there was some episode where I was doing an impression, you were doing an impression, and it was like you were Werner Herzog, and I was...
But
That other guy.
do you guys like Werner Herzog? He's pretty great.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I like him.
He's pretty great. Have you seen Bear Man or whatever? It's a movie about a guy who just thinks he needs to protect bears, so he lives out in like the Alaskan wilderness with grizzly bears.
I have not seen this. I might have seen
It's
this.
a
Who's in this?
documentary. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just Werner Herzog like narrating this guy who's like, I have to go and protect the bears from people. And it's like he's not doing anything. He's just like hanging out near grizzly bears, and then they eventually kill him and eat him.
Oh,
So
Oh,
he
is this
did,
the guy? Yeah,
he
this
did
is the guy.
help them.
Yeah, I've heard of this. I didn't see him, but I've heard this. This was the guy that was like, I must protect the grizzly bears, and then yeah. I've
And
seen
then-
it.
It's a very
died.
interesting documentary. I really recommend it. Yeah.
no, it's sad.
Yeah.
No,
Spoilers.
the bears were well fed.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like dog were well fed. My lisp is
Welcome to
coming back.
Carb
You don't get to hear him dying.
It was Grizzly
Aw.
Man, by the way.
The Grizzly Man, not Bear Man.
I have
Which is
something to
doubly
say.
funny because he gets killed by bears, so it was Grizzly.
Yeah. That
It's a very interesting documentary. Werner Herzog is cool. And he has the best narrating voice ever.
I'll give you that. It's up there. Attenborough's pretty good though.
Yeah, obviously.
I just finished season 2 of Unfortunate Events. I would honestly,
No.
I could.
No.
Patrick Warburton has an amazing voice. He could probably tell me my parents
Hey.
died, and I'd be happy
Hey.
to hear it.
I'm narrating. That's basically Warburton the entire time.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Well,
I need my
the-
entry phrase. Hey Peter, I'm narrating your movie.
It's pretty good, Patrick.
Yeah,
Warburton.
that is pretty good.
It's probably the best impression done on this
He's-
podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh,
that
really,
is.
Kieran? The best impression?
Oh no, this is Jesse's other great impression. I think I would
Well,
let
that
Bane
smells, that
narrate.
smells like car bomb a lot. Oh god.
I would let
He's-
Bane narrate something.
Hold on. Hey Peter, I'm Patrick Warburton.
That's
He's playing the character of Lemony Snicket.
hold on.
It's supposed to be.
You
Dry.
think darkness is your ally?
do you think
You merely adopted the dark.
do you think your parents' death
That's-
your ally?
That's pretty good. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, neither did I.
I think
First time trying.
you'd prefer Werner Herzog narrating your parents' death because he'd be like
Yeah, it'd be pretty legit.
he'd be like, The death of your parents was a necessary good in the universe. It molded you, shaped you out of chaos into what you are.
That's pretty good.
If you notice in the video, when he did that handoff, Chris put his hand directly in front of the camera. So-
Yeah.
That's the perfect place
I-
to cut.
Oh, did you hear that? That was my bones.
Honestly, I just want like
I
an
did.
optional Werner Herzog voiceover for every movie. Like I want him to narrate like The Dark Knight Rises or just talk about Bane.
You see, Bane is the hero of the story.
Yeah, he is. Almost.
Okay, I want, Kieran, in your mind, the worst director with the worst adaptation. Like, who do you think would be like, to give the project would also be like the worst person to give it to? Top of your head. Like adapting something or remaking something.
Jesus.
I have one.
Go.
Uwe Boll directs Passion of the Christ.
I would pay so much
All
That
of
money.
it.
meshes, man. That meshes. I think like you have to pick like something like, I'm sorry, Jesse, like Zack Snyder or Michael Bay directing like a Monty Python, like Holy Grail or Life of Brian.
Michael Bay.
Just like people with no
Holy
sense
Grail
of
would
humor.
That'd be pretty funny. Unintentionally.
I'd say Zack Snyder more as a mismatch, even though he's a better director than Michael Bay.
No,
I
it's
think.
definitely a style clash. Like,
Yeah.
he's very much on the cinematography, show don't tell type things. And like when Monty Python's 90% dialogue, it would
Yeah.
just not work. I don't know why. Like for some reason, I'm trying to pair a director, but to be adapted, Akira came to mind. I was like, who would be the worst person to direct Akira? And it's like Greta Gerwig. That'd be pretty bad.
Speaking of adaptations,
Mhm.
have you guys heard they're redoing Last Starfighter? We don't know if it's a sequel or a reboot.
When are they going to remake Battlefield Earth?
I don't think that
Real
anybody
talk.
is-
Yeah,
Real
you know,
talk.
We're asking the hard-hitting questions on episode 200
That
here.
methane planet. How will we defeat it?
Did any of you watch Last Starfighter?
That movie is
Whatever.
insane. I know Jesse knows this,
I
but
love it.
the Dutch angles in that film. I mean, like, this was before I had any knowledge of film when I watched this, like, many, many years ago. And I'm like, why are there so many why does it just, like, switch back and forth from different slants?
I never noticed that when
So
I watched it.
I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before. I fucking hate Dutch angles. A Dutch angle is basically when the horizon is not, well, the camera's not level with the horizon. So it's like angled like this or like, you know, on some like 45-degree angle.
Isn't it used to convey like some sort of otherworldly sense to the scene?
So usually it's used to like to convey, yeah, like some like you're in an alien place or something that's unfamiliar
Just
to
something
you.
you're supposed to be
Off.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Or like a really good use of it is if you shoot an entire scene regular and then a character is given a new piece of information and suddenly you're in Dutch angles because their world has essentially shifted.
Okay, I'm done doing that.
But did you Dutch angle the entire time here?
A little bit.
I hate you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thing is, you're such a shit camera person. It probably just matches up with everything else you've been filming.
Yeah.
So the problem is Dutch
You're the
angles
one that gave
also
it to
just
me.
became like what like film students started using to be artsy. So like every movie just like
I don't believe it is recording.
what do you mean it's not recording? I don't
Hasn't
trust
been
you.
recording for the last hour
This would be
don't-
amazing.
I don't know.
because the light was off.
All right, you son of a bitch. It was recording when I gave it to you.
It wasn't because I did not push any of the buttons.
Really, bitch? Because I have
There's no
currently an
buttons.
hour and 17-minute recording. How long has the podcast been recording?
123.
Weird. The 6 minutes I gave it to Chris, it stopped recording.
Well,
All right,
you didn't
so-
get any of my beautiful Dutch angles.
On the YouTube version
could
of
have
this
done
podcast,
this?
the
Cut to
video
black.
just stops at this point. So blame Chris for that shit. Here's a dumb picture of Chris. I'm gonna fun photoshopping that. Moving on. But yeah, Dutch
you
angles
don't
just
have to
based-
Photoshop dumb pictures of me.
That's very. What the fuck was the picture you put on social media? Did you see that?
yeah.
What was wrong with that picture? I don't know what was. Joe, you saw it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was the eyes.
it was so weird.
Also, it was
I don't
like looking
photograph
up
well.
at him.
I'm honestly gonna go against the grain here, and I think Chris looked fine.
you know, it's not that the Chris looked
I
weird.
think
like,
it was a decent.
there was
picture
something
of
about the
Chris.
picture that looked off. Like everything was in focus, but nothing was like it was just something was off about it.
Jamie added a lens flare to the 420 on the can.
That wasn't it, but it honestly looked like a picture of a picture.
Huh.
No.
Memory of a memory.
Wow.
Everybody at work, for some reason, kept asking me if I was going to celebrate 420. And I said, well, I'm going to have a beer when I get home. And
really
they said
seem
that
tight.
doesn't count. And then I had actually forgotten, but when I got home, I remembered the beer I drink, Shafterbury 420 Ale, totally counts because it's 420.
Nice.
So I posted a picture because
Nice.
I'm awesome like that.
It's quality content.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. What were we talking? Oh, Dutch angles. That's what we were talking about. Fucking hate them.
They're bad.
Fuck Dutch angles. And the Dutch.
They're bad.
Okay.
Joe.
I can't get
Joe,
on
you
board
can
with-
adjust the microphone if you want. Joe's mic is slowly like sinking down, and it'd be great if we could still record. It just like that was a great noise. It's a quality noise.
You could restart the recording.
I could, but then we have to resync. All right, fine.
One of the funny things from this angle, every time I pan back and forth, the wallpaper's different on the TV because it's shifting all the time.
Hey, Kieran, can
Yes?
you do this not into the microphone, but can you clap, please? Dope. I'm also gonna do this.
Anytime, baby.
So, I'm recording again, and Joe has
Has left.
vanished.
Yeah,
He died.
I'm sure
He's
you
been
can come
dead
up
for
with.
7 years.
I'm sure you can come up with something to fill that missing space.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of photos. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
It's like an intermission joke.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's all go to the lobby.
So we're at an hour 20 because our topic of this is dead.
Yeah, but
Do we
can-
just want to talk about the podcast as a whole, like what we've done the last?
Yeah,
few-
Wait,
Yeah.
well, we did in previous episodes. I don't know if it was episode 100. We did the like, where will we be 1 year from now kind of thing.
I think that was at actual anniversaries,
You'll be
not
in Lebanon.
milestones.
Well, a year from now, I'll be in
Yeah,
Lebanon.
right.
No,
Where are you going again?
I'm not going to be there in a year.
Well, not with that attitude.
Don't want to be there. I hope I'm not there for a year.
No, in a year.
No, I'm going in like a week.
Oh, right.
That's specifically why he wanted to be
forgot about
here.
that.
Is this
Yes,
is his
my
last episode before he
I
leaves
go.
Oh yeah, where are you going again?
for a while?
Lebanon.
What is wrong with you?
Oh come on, that was on purpose. So, what are you doing while you're there, Kieran?
I'm just working at a refugee center, like community center for kids.
Nice.
Yeah, just like
You know, there's
general
work
stuff.
here in town.
It's boring.
You work at the Y.
It's boring. Honestly, like people will shit
Boys
on me
Girls
for
Club.
this, but honestly, not interested in doing any of the work that is available here. I am
Why would I
lucky.
shit on you for wanting to travel the world?
I am lucky and I'm privileged enough that I have enough of a support system that I don't have to like put up with doing work I don't want to do. I think work is mostly bullshit. I shouldn't have to do most of it.
You're talking to the guy that like works for a month and doesn't work for a month on movies.
Yeah, no.
What did
I
you
know
do,
you're-
Joe? We all know.
But plenty of people, I mean, you know, plenty of people when I say that will be like, you gotta work hard, you gotta, like, you're not above
Ridiculous.
doing anything, you should be working like a waitress or doing like
But-
fast food if that's
but-
all you can get.
What?
Agreed. I mean, like it's.
People will say that, but honestly, I think I went to school, I got a degree, I feel like I don't want to do any of those things, fuck them. Work is like dumb anyways, even if it's something you're kind of interested in.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I can see where you're coming from because, like, as douchey as it's gonna sound, as someone else who does not have a conventional job,
Yeah.
you know, I get the idea of like wanting to do what you want and not settling, I guess, and like not.
Yeah, obviously, again, I'm super privileged in the fact that I have support systems that allow me to do this. But in Ontario, they have like a universal basic income like trial for some people, so that they just pay people more than a living wage just to be. And I'm into that.
I'm
Joe's
uncomfortable.
I'm
Joe
being
is being
overshadowed.
weird and just like running around the room, and I'm
Joe
interested in what
is
you're talking
weird.
about. Kieran, but
Yeah, right now it's like a trial, like lottery kind of system right now for a thing that's present, I think, in places like Switzerland called UBI, Universal Basic Income, where the government, this is socialism sort of, basically just pays you more than a living wage. So you don't have to work. You can just do what you want. You can work on top of it.
I
Can I
like
move
that
there?
system.
What?
can I move there
Yeah.
and rig the system?
You'd have to become a citizen, I believe.
Yeah.
Easy, done deal.
But yeah, no, I think that system is somewhat of like, at some extent, is the future of a lot of places, especially with like, like roboticized automation everywhere in the world. We're not going to be able to create enough jobs.
No, and that's the thing I've heard.
And we
a lot of
shouldn't
people-
even. Like,
yeah, well,
we shouldn't like we've made up so many jobs that are like, why is this a job where it's like assistant to marketing executive manager part 3?
Yeah,
And it's literally to emulate that system. It's so somebody can have a paycheck without really having to do a job.
Yeah, or just like people who bring people coffee. Like, that's not a real job. Like, we don't have to be paying people to do this shit.
Isn't there a risk when
that's
you
half my
switch to
industry.
some system like that, though, that you'll have more than a handful of people that just won't do anything?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's taking into account. They're just saying, like, you don't have to.
You can just be a bum.
You
man.
can get by on what they give you. You can't live extravagantly. If you're content with good enough, then okay. You just go do your thing. If you actually want to be successful and have a bit of extra money, get the nicer car or the nicer food or whatever, and you don't mind working for
just
it,
think,
then
like-
yeah, that option's there.
Some people don't fit in any workplaces. Like, they don't fit in typical work structures, or they hate it, or they don't want to do it. And I just don't.
And
We have enough money to pay
Yeah.
for all these things when we don't spend it on, like, like military shit and stuff like
and
that.
something I saw that was talked about was the fact that we're wanting to automate most of our interviews, but we're not preparing for when that happens. Like when we automate, like self-driving cars, the moment that becomes a thing,
what are you saying?
Self-automate. Automate.
It sounded like you were saying automate.
Whatever.
I'm drunk.
Okay.
But like self-driving cars, you understand that means like cab drivers and bus drivers will just be fucked.
Yep.
That's a lot of people that are just out of work.
Well, eventually, like, most of these things are going to automate. And either we're going to, like, even if you don't think it's a good thing, like, the choices are basically between we make up a whole bunch of new jobs that may not be that useful, and we just have people doing stuff, like, sort of uselessly for no reason other than that they have to be working, or we give people, like, a basic income and just say, like,
I don't disagree with
Yeah.
that. I just think, I mean, you got to try it out and see where it
I-
goes. Really, that's
yeah,
what
I
it
mean, that's
comes
what they're
down
doing
to
in
it.
Ontario.
I
There's like
would-
a lottery right now.
I think by losing the work experience, people will lose a lot of valuable skills. And I'm not saying like, bussing a table or like getting somebody coffee isn't a valuable skill, but you'll lose a social component. And I bet you, as populations grow, there'll be more and more people that simply will just stay. And you know what? That's their right to not do anything if that's a system we put in place. But they'll lose out, and maybe at the end of the day that doesn't matter, but you'll have a whole generation.
I mean, these
of
people
that
have
aren't
more free
adjusted.
time, and it's sort of up to them with what they do with it. So they have plenty to engage in like cultural activity. They have plenty of time to engage in cultural or social activities.
And one other aspect of that, I would actually really, really like to be in a society where any service person you interact with, whether it's, a waitress or cashier or whatever, but everybody working wants to be there. Because there are so many times people just doing bare minimum because they have to be there. They can't not, but they hate it. I would really like it if people that didn't want to be there just didn't have to be.
I'm going to open up a question here.
That goes both ways, though.
What's your question?
It was a bit of a non segue, and I think Joe had a point there to start.
Okay.
My point was just like yeah, there's a lot of people that work these terrible jobs and don't want to be there because they're paid poorly, but then you have people who come in because they can't afford anything better, so they have a shitty attitude, and it's just this
Right.
big ball that keeps getting bigger.
Right.
Anyway,
Which
that's it.
this would solve. So That would be awesome.
That's the hope anyway.
I was going to ask, what is your guys' thoughts on tipping wait staff?
I mean, I do it, but I think tipping is stupid because it basically just allows like the companies to pay lower wages and save on their own costs. Like it's clearly for their benefit for the companies, not for the the employees for the most part. I know some people make killings off tips.
My
but
sister used to be a waitress,
pretty rare.
and she could make like $300 a night on tips.
We're
pretty
fortunate
good.
where we live, though. Conversely, in the United States, they do take that into account.
Right.
So, like, here minimum wage is whatever 10 something, but in the U.S., where those places where that's most common, most prominent, it's like $2 an hour, if that,
because of the tips.
because of the tips.
Yeah.
This is related, but the World Bank has recommended that we eliminate the minimum wage.
Oh, that seems.
Of course they would.
Guys, it'll be fine. People won't pay you nothing.
Simple.
I'm sure.
We eliminate the minimum wage, but we create a maximum wage. You can only make this much money.
You can only make $2.
Oh, suddenly they might care.
No, I think tipping is a dumb concept. However, it is the standard, and I'm not
In here.
going to be the guy that changes that. If I stop tipping, I'm just going to be the asshole that didn't tip.
Oh my god! But you understand that if everyone thought that, it would be the one that changed.
Yeah, this
that.
is a cultural
Right,
thing, not
but-
a.
It's not.
It's tough to
Going to
drum
happen
up
overnight.
like tipping, like anti-tipping solidarity
Yeah,
though. Like
I just don't tip. That's my solution.
I don't actually like. Some people will judge you for that. I think that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's a really stupid practice.
Here's the thing.
Plenty places in the world don't
So,
do it.
I will tip if I have great service.
Yeah.
And that becomes a question of what's great service. If they're attentive, like they're constantly coming around and checking, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and they're really friendly,
Attentive but not intrusive.
that's not tip worthy. That's your fucking job. If
Yeah.
any other job, I'm attentive and friendly, I'm doing my fucking job.
I hate the tip option coming up
I
on
just
the
say no.
pin pad.
I just say no.
I always say no as well. But when it's not even a wait staff, like you didn't bring me
Oh, like
anything, you
fast
didn't
food.
deliver anything.
Like I went to
Fast
Domino's.
food.
I
It's the weird
came
taco
up
times
to
like
the
that, too.
counter and your machine is asking me for a tip. Like, no. It bothers me that they
Or it's
even
like
put that on
delivery
there.
drivers. You did your job.
I
Yeah.
tip delivery drivers. What?
No, like
I'm
you,
holding my hand out. I want a tip.
no. Well, fuck you.
But it's
Joe.
like the delivery drivers drove to you, which is what they're paid to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so weird that you also have to pay them on top of that for the thing they're
Yeah. What are you tipping for? Oh, they got there fast? Cool.
Like, I get-
also their job.
in the case, like it is the case of for waiters that it is their job to do everything they're doing, but you're tipping for like extra attentiveness basically. But you can't be extra attentive in delivering by car.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, even in like waiting, like, how do you be extra attentive?
Just making sure someone's drink is always like full of water if they have water. or
I get that.
whatever.
And like, I don't hold it against someone if it's busy, but like, if it's not busy and you do that, that's still just your job.
Yeah.
Wow,
Right,
I mean,
like-
we could just argue all day about it, but the
No, but
reality is
all
this
four
is
of us
just
have
a
worked in customer service.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
a non-tipping situation, and the amount of like what we have to keep track of and stay on top of and be with the customer and attentive, that's simply part of our job.
Yeah,
right.
my-
It's just
my
a
job
cultural
is-
anomaly.
Not
Yeah.
That's it.
less
It's such a weird-
complicated than a waiter's.
I mean, yours of all of us is probably the most still considered similar to a wait staff.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty
if
much,
you think
like-
you're a service advisor, so if you think of like waiting tables as your sections and the jobs coming into the shop, it's
Yeah.
pretty much the exact same.
Right, but your wage is entirely paid of that, most likely, right? Like you make a percentage based on.
You're fucking rich.
Nope.
No, are you paid hourly or are you paid
Hourly.
in a labor pool? Like a
No.
lot of.
Hourly.
No, and that's the problem. I mean, if you stop tipping, that kind
And
of will
nobody
self-correct
tips.
the problem.
Right, but
Hopefully.
his job
Ideally, yes.
his job often, not always, but often is paid like salary out of a labor pool. So it's
Yeah, that's
entirely
correct.
dependent
Yeah.
on how
So
much work you pull in.
Let me do a hypothetical here. If there was like a massive like Canada-wide anti-tipping strike, it would be versus all these restaurants who would probably just be like, okay, we're just not going to pay them any more money, and then all these employees would be making shit money and be very poor, and they'd be like, why don't you pay them more money? Why don't you tip them, motherfuckers? It's all your fault. And we'd be like, no, it's your fault.
I think my biggest concern would be all the spit in our food.
Like we would be fucking
Well, I
people
certainly
over.
won't be tipping now. Spit in my food.
But yeah,
It's for a cop.
I know it's a weird thing.
it
that
needs to
happened
die.
Well, because I think in Australia, tipping is part of the bill. Like they just bake it into the bill.
That's also
Actually, that's
dumb.
true. I've heard that from bartenders and stuff about
In,
how Australians don't tip, and like nobody
Because-
like people couldn't be like, why don't they tip? Well,
It's
that's
because
why.
it's
They're
like
used to it
when you,
just
when
automatically
you break down,
happening.
there's your total, your tax, your tip, and it's all just processed.
And that's common in a lot of, I assume, in Asian cultures, because any Chinese or Japanese restaurant always has 10% built in.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just build that into the meal? Like, why isn't why
Yeah,
is
just
that a
like include
separate,
that in
discrete thing?
like
No, because they
incremental
need
increases.
you to know
in-
that you're paying extra.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's
Like,
terrible.
hey,
That's
you
like
tipped us. Know it.
oh, there's so many industries that are like that. You have to
Yeah.
know that that's what it's for.
weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Are we done? I think we're
I-
done.
I'm leaving.
think
This
so.
is my last episode.
Oh yeah. How long are you gonna be gone for? Forever.
Just
Where
well,
are you going
actually,
again?
honestly,
A year
Lebanon.
in Lebanon.
But no, I'm only be gone till I'll probably be back in August for a bit. But then I am leaving for a longer time.
Can I send something with you?
Sure.
Oh God!
What?
I have a.
I have to be able to take it.
I'm pretty sure I have a Lebanese Superman comic. I've never known what it said.
Oh,
You
would
want
like-
it
I've been
I've been
translated?
learning.
Yes.
I've been learning Arabic.
Yeah, I would love to send you my Lebanese because when I was 12, I moved into a house that a Lebanese family used to live in, and I found this comic that is like I'm pretty sure it's in Lebanese,
Would be Arabic.
but whatever,
Yeah.
I'm racist, and I just want to know what it says.
Just get it to me before May
because
2nd.
it's got
many-
it's got
I-
Superman fighting Supergirl. I don't know why.
I leave May 2nd. So
All right, I'll
I
try
was
to get
expecting it to be like an alarm clock, some pipe cleaners, and a pound of clay.
nice.
Awkward.
to you. No,
Uh,
that'd be
Kieran.
Armenians.
Yes.
How many languages do you know now?
Like, well, it depends what like how well.
Like, converse. Maybe
Like,
not.
I can converse
expert, but-
in obviously English,
Right.
What?
obviously French. I can converse. I'm rusty now, but minorly in Bangla, and then hopefully by the end of this Arabic.
Nice.
Nice. That's pretty good.
You're a perfect sleeper agent. Who will be activated shortly.
What's my code word? What activates me?
What?
I blew Avatar.
What
Yeah.
was? What was the activation in?
Zoolander? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, that no. Citizen Kane. Wasn't it?
Sorry.
What?
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 No, which
Citizen
one?
Kane?
What do you think happens in
Are you
No.
thinking of Manchurian Candidate?
Yeah.
Candidate?
Why the fuck did I say Citizen Kane? I don't even.
On his deathbed, Rosebud.
That's the
It
activation.
activates?
Right. Okay, that's why I was thinking that. There's a specific word in that, but
All
no,
right.
it's not
We just have to
activation.
stop the podcast here. There's no way.
No,
we're-
what was the word in Manchurian Candidate? I don't know.
I don't
how
remember.
The
I
fuck
actually watched that like 2 months ago. I don't
It
remember.
was like a sequence, right? Like it started with a
it's-
card
it's-
game, and then you had to do
It's a
like a
it's-
certain amount
Yeah,
of.
it's a whole big sequence.
Yeah, no one would ever make like a code like just a word.
One word, because like you can't
I
control that.
Yeah.
want to see a Citizen Kane reboot that gets into mind control.
You know, I have an issue with Citizen Kane. How do they know his last was Rosebud? Didn't he die alone?
Yeah, but it's filmed.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
This was
Goodbye,
awesome.
everybody.
And thank you so much to anybody that's still listening to this shit. After 200 episodes, I think we lost Jeff. I think he's over to Bible Beaters now.
Jeffrey, no.
Yeah. But
Yeah, his last
seriously-
few like comments have been pretty low
On the
effort.
subreddit,
Yeah.
they're not. Yeah, he's been slacking. Jeffrey
yeah,
Dahmer.
most
Whoa.
recently, I think I have
Called
been
out.
like, yeah, I listened to this. and that was it. So
Yeah.
anyway, anyone that is still listening, thank you so much for the support and the comments.
Yeah, let's not go that far. But yeah, anyone who has listened or whatever, like silent or not, if you want to comment, that's awesome. We love feedback and conversation and community. But otherwise, thank you. I mean, it's awesome.
I'm gonna say goodbye in Arabic.
Do it.
Do it.
Sabah el Hayr.
I'm activated.
That's very common.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died.
Self-help yourself to my penis.